Excuse me. Where the fuck am I? What? Hang on. Was I hacked? What the fuck? What am I doing over here? Hang on the fuck on. Bruh. Okay. Mm. I was doing a clue, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god, okay. Okay, okay. Thank fucking Christ.
Hello? 911. Hello? What is that? I'm sorry, I just want to see my family. I just want to see my family again, please. What's your name? Please, my name is Denise. I'm married to a beautiful husband, and I just want to see my kids again. Please, God, please protect me.
An Oceanside community becomes the site for a massive search and rescue operation when a 21-year-old woman vanishes from her home in the middle of the day, leaving her 2 young children behind. But police won't learn the savage truth about her disappearance until they get it from the most unlikely source. A desperate 911 call the young mother makes from her captor's cell phone.
Can you see, or do you have a blindfold on?
Now, in a shocking case that would leave a lasting impact on Florida law, police must fight through a sea of deception to bring her home before it's
Bro, I
too
remember
late.
that shit. I remember that. I guess we can start off with a nice quick telly. All right, so the fuck's going on here? Come on. What is there to watch right now? Bro, I'm literally 1 second away from having a PB. Quit OSRS. I like that name. Um, we gotta find a video to watch here, boys. Hmm. Tears of Gothic season. Come on, bro. There's gotta be something to watch. Like, there's gotta be something to watch here. Let me see. Let's watch this.
Imagine winning
Yeah,
a
well.
$7.4 million grand prize, which includes this beautiful home in Kingston.
I don't even. I can't get in there. There's no way.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
It's my neighbor's home. It's on fire.
Do you know if anyone's home?
Yeah, they're home. The whole house is on fire.
When cops responded to a house fire in Guilford, New York on March 1st, 2017, they didn't expect to uncover a chilling plot lifted straight from the script of a blockbuster Hollywood motion picture. Standing outside, Ernest Franklin kept quiet about the most important detail. Their son was still in the house.
Hey, we got
What?
one inside the northwest east corner.
Inside the charred remains of the house, firefighters uncovered their son. And with him, the clues to a calculated plot meant to hide a terrible crime.
He's in the back room sleeping. How old's the person? 16. I can't get to him. I tried to run on the other side. I can't even get close.
As the flames died, a trail of secrets began to reveal the terrifying scope of their plan.
Because I shot a kid in Afghanistan, mother and son. So one way I gave back was doing foster care, and he came along. From day one, I wanted to adopt him.
Don't take the fall for him if you know something, or don't leave anything out.
A little after the fire, it was said in a matter of minutes, $2,000 was gone.
Who said it? One of them said it.
I know, and I'm not telling.
What happened to JR?
Yeah, time for our lawyers.
He's over here. I'm going to be walking my dogs and come back to this.
I tried going on the backside to see if I could get JR out. And when I went around back, the fire was inside the tree. Tried breaking the windows to get in, and it was too hot.
When the fire started, neither Ernest nor Heather had been home. Ernest had run out chasing after one of his dogs that had run into the woods, and Heather had run out to get some sleeping medicine. The firefighters were taken aback by how Ernest and Heather appeared to be very calm and collected, watching their home burn to the ground. But the true horror was about to be revealed next. It wasn't until the firefighters specifically asked that the couple revealed that their adoptive son, Jeffrey, was still inside. The revelation sent the firefighters into a frenzy, and they poured every ounce of effort into rescuing the teenage boy.
In the back room, sleeping. Fire. How old's the person? Going to the north. I can't get to him. I tried to come around the other side. I can't even get close. 09 Tango. 109, go ahead. 09 Tango, being advised that there's still one person in the house.
When one of the firefighters asked Ernest where Jeffrey was in the house, Ernest pointed to a room, and the firefighters were able to break in through the window. However, Jeffrey was not in that room. Instead, he was spotted in another part of the house.
Yeah, go up over on the side. We're able to get up over here. Hey, we got one inside the northwest, east corner. Yeah, it's in this back corner over here. We can't even get close to it. Oh, there's a power supply right here. Feel helpless, man. Right? Watch the boards. There's a couple nails sticking up. I got light here. All right, sir, we're gonna do our best. Sorry. Yeah, it's getting fully involved now. I can't break into a lane. We're stuck.
I think maybe next time I bring my BGS with me. I'll just test out to see. I think next time I bring my BGS with me and I'll test and see if I can actually make a difference with the BGS. Oh shit.
It wasn't safe enough for us to put our firefighters inside the building. So once we determined exactly where Jeffrey was last seen, we decided to focus our attack onto the fire by standing from the outside of the building and trying to extinguish that as quickly as we could.
They had to take a roundabout way to get to him. That, in and of itself, took up more than 10 minutes of precious time.
It's funny how this kid just like starts off like kind of just trolling me and we just become like close friends. Well, not close friends, but like friends all of a sudden.
We started what we call delayering the room, so a lot of the debris and everything that fell off from the ceiling or from the walls or
oh no, I wasn't
removing some of those.
I wasn't ready for that
piece by
acid
piece,
attack shit.
Going through and looking for any type of remnants of Jeffrey.
I was watching this video.
One of the first things we found was actually the bed springs, and then we eventually ended up finding Jeffrey's body. We found him laying.
Damn, bro, that's a 16-year-old kid. That's a small ass 16-year-old kid.
But something you never forget, and it takes a toll on everybody that's there.
With a heavy heart and a shaken soul, one of the firefighters came out with Jeffrey's burnt body in his arms.
How did the parents react? Yo, what's up, Paul? How you doing, buddy? You staying out of trouble, my man?
Brought him down. We carefully placed him into a body bag that the funeral home brought out.
You doing good, my man?
That's when it became real. It became
how's life? Watching now, respect. Yo, what's up, OSRS? Quit OSRS. Pretty rare name, brother. Can't lie. Always champ, yo. Respect, Paul. Respect.
My job is to follow that hearse all the way down to the morgue.
Ooh, risking it for the biscuit right there.
I can't describe the feeling. It was just
no
pass
pep.
away every day, but this kid suffered so much in how he passed away.
As the guilt of not being able to get to Jeffrey in time began to consume the firefighters, Jeffrey's charred remains were sent for an autopsy. As Heather and Ernest picked up the pieces of what was left of their lives, the report from Jeffrey's autopsy came back.
Hit a fat 100 right here. We're off to a good start. 49. Sorry.
It was then when the detectives
definitely no speed run.
They realized Jeffrey's death was no accident. Initially, the detectives had thought that Jeffrey got trapped in the house when the fire started and died due to
roll one up, cook it. Yo, bro, I'm gonna fucking smoke a fat toke with you after this, brother. I'll smoke a fat bong grip with you. I just ripped one, but shit. I mean, it's only 6:47 a.m. Might as well have a little wakey bakey, right?
Soot in his mouth, trachea, or bronchi, which clearly suggested that the fire was not the cause of his death. In fact, the medical examiners believed Jeffrey had died well before the fire even began, which meant that the delayed response
Yeah, it's pretty
of the
diabolical.
firefighters had no impact
They actually
on his
killed him
fate.
before the fire started.
Jeffrey's body had
That's
sustained severe
diabolical
burns,
as fuck.
and the extensive fire damage made it impossible for the medical examiner to determine his exact
Not,
cause of death.
I just killed myself.
But there was evidence to believe.
I thought I clicked on the little spawn. My last main's name was you suck a putting up, man. Bro, that's hilarious.
A more sinister narrative hidden beneath the horrifically tragic event. The detectives could never have imagined the dark conspiracy that was at play. Jeffrey R. Franklin was born in Binghamton on July
That's fucking
22nd,
hilarious.
2000, and was affectionately
I've been
known
muted
as
so many
John,
times on this game, it's hard to
which
keep
came from
track.
the initials
Calling
of
just
his
dropping fucking
Like his biological
F
mother,
slurs
Jeffrey
here
was
and there, you know what I'm
born into a
saying?
special
Sometimes
needs
it's gotta be done.
Due to his parents' inability to care for him, Jeffrey spent his first 10 years moving between family members and various foster homes.
My
During his
first
seven
main got
years,
banned
shuffling
for
among
fucking
three
hate
families,
speech.
struggling with the difficulties of being born deaf and living with autism and being mute. The homes in the Binghamton area where he stayed were ill-equipped to meet his needs. While in foster care, he endured abuse, often going to school with visible bruises. He had limited access to sign language education,
Come
which
on,
made
hit a 40.
communication a constant struggle. Jeffrey was difficult to care for. He required nighttime pull-ups.
Question is, how much food do we have?
Even as he grew into his preteen years. Yet, despite everything, Jeffrey
Yeah, we'll stay
radiated
another
joy
round.
and a deep love
Round
of
or
life.
two, for sure.
Armed with the knowledge that Jeffrey's death was not an accident, the detectives were determined to learn the truth and figure out what truly happened in the
Pop
Franklin
that,
residence
and
that
we'll
night.
take that, we'll take
They first
that.
interviewed the firefighters who arrived at the scene and tended to the fire after Ernest's neighbor made the 911 call. But little did the detectives know they'd stumble upon something very unexpected.
Bro, can I hit a
Ernest
shot?
and
Holy
Heather's behavior
shit.
and actions struck them as extremely odd on the night
Another
of the
walk
fire.
back.
On top of that, they told the detectives that neither Heather nor Ernest seemed concerned about Jeffrey and instead focused on their pets trapped inside.
Focus on the
Moreover,
pets other than the
firefighters
kid. That's
were
pretty
quite
crazy.
sure that Ernest pointed
When-
them towards the wrong room when they asked him about Jeffrey's location.
In the back room, sleeping. Fire. How old is the person? 16.
This seemed like an intentional and conscious decision which wasted precious minutes as the firefighters had to take a longer route to
It's
get
pretty
to the
fucking
control room.
diabolical, these
The
these people
detectives
that
then
murdered
spoke
their
to Dominic
fucking stepchild
Gildersleeve,
like that,
who
or
had been
adopted
Heather and
child.
Ernest's
That's crazy.
longtime neighbor and friend.
Ernie's my friend, you know.
That's
I
crazy.
just, there's some things I'm not comfortable story-wise that aren't.
Just tell us what you think. We don't truly know what happened up there.
They banned me for using Gary's. Okay, Alex, the actual bots right now. Oh, I'm dead.
But your own personal
Bro, I just seen that out of the corner of my eye. I have no audio playing right now for some
Why
reason.
did he come down here to call my mom for trying to save us?
How do you know that for
I was so close.
I can
I
only
was almost
assume,
100k right there.
Because with being able to see how clear it was that it was on fire, how far away was he?
I'm not even gonna sip this fucking super extended anti-fire. We just tanking these. Hit this.
Talked to him about any details because
Oh.
with him having PTSD, I'm not triggering him. That's just not, you know.
And how do you know he has PTSD?
This is what Ernie always told me. Even fireworks set him off. He can't be around fireworks. When we had fireworks out here, he actually had to drive.
There we go.
Right away because there was too
Perfect.
much. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Sure.
You know.
When asked about Heather and Ernest's relationship with Jeffrey, Dominic told the detectives that initially the couple welcomed Jeffrey into their family with open arms and were
sweet.
very happy when they adopted him in late 2011. They provided him with an environment of love and care. Jeffrey was extremely
RuneScape's so peaceful this early in the morning, bro. There's like no one playing and shit. They banned me for using Gary's Hood auto clicker, bro. I remember back in the day, I went to school,
things started
and
to change.
I went to school. Let's see here.
Heather acted frustrated with Jeffrey because of his condition.
The Grid
Jeffrey was on the
Desert.
autism spectrum and behaved like a much younger child. At 16, Jeffrey's behavior was more like
Where is
that of
this?
a
We're
teenager.
this little mine up here in El Crid
While
with like the
Dominic never saw
mithril.
Jeffrey misbehave with anyone.
It's got the 2 mithril ores right here. I had a fucking bot that would mine this mithril Run all the way down to the bank and bank it, right? I had this bot, and I went to school one day, and I was just like, "Oh man, this is gonna be sick." You know, I'm gonna come home, and I'm gonna have like 10,000, 100,000 mithril. I come home, and there's literally like 1,000 mithril in my bank. I'm like, "Fuck this shit." Never used it again. Oh, that was funny. Good times.
He said that Heather often talked about Jeffrey acting out.
That man should be talking to that sandwich lady.
He told the detectives that Heather and Ernest had even put an alarm on Jeffrey's door to stop him from leaving his bedroom at night and making a mess. Dominic could tell that with time, Heather and Ernest's affection towards Jeffrey began to fade away and was eventually replaced with frustration. Whenever Heather talked about Jeffrey, she sounded very bitter and burdened. Dominic also had 2 children, both of whom were on the autism spectrum, and that's why he felt some sympathy towards Heather and Ernest. However, their frustration with Jeffrey seemed exaggerated to him. When the detectives interviewed the neighbor who made the 911 call, they realized that Jeffrey's
Ripping that
father,
toke,
Ernest, needed to be looked at.
Hey, what the fuck on my light?
The neighbor told the detectives that instead of going inside the house and even trying to save Jeffrey, Ernest knocked on their door and asked them to call 911. Soon, a twist was going to come in the form of a surprise witness who was none other than Ernest's own sister.
How long has Jeffrey been living with Ernest and Heather? I assume they got him at this when they were together?
Yeah.
Okay.
2005.
Alright, let's zip this toke. This one's for you, Polly Wally.
And then,
11:48 in the morning.
They adopted him. And that's when things changed.
Yeah, it's 6:55 a.m. for me.
So describe the change to me.
They pulled him out of regular school to homeschool.
Okay. Do you know why they did that?
They said they didn't like the school system.
She recounted to the detectives the conversation she'd overheard, a conversation that had left her utterly shocked.
How is your relationship with Ernie? Do you have any bad blood with him? And don't feel bad about it.
No.
That's not your position. I just didn't. We need to know that. It's a question I have to ask. Was there anything else that stands out?
There was a comment that was made.
Okay. What was made?
It didn't sit well with me.
Okay. Tell me about it.
It was.
We got 500, so we got about like 50 trips left, give or take.
It was said in a matter of minutes, $2,000 was gone.
Who said that?
Don't remember. It was just a comment that's stuck.
Who said it? One of them said it.
I know, and I'm not telling.
Here's what I see. I see you trying to be loyal to your brother because you're his sister. But I think considering the circumstances, I'm not trying to tell you what you should do, but if I were in your shoes right now, I would shift that loyalty to Jeffrey and give us the truth. And I know it's hard for
The
you.
magic hits.
I don't think it was like meant for anybody to hear because it was kind of whispered. But because I was standing so close, I heard it.
Yeah.
So I didn't say anything.
Who said it? Did Ernie say it to Heather?
Ernie said.
His son had just died, and he didn't seem concerned about him at all. In that conversation, he specifically pointed out that it would cost him so much money every month to cover the losses. All the information the detectives were able to gather about Ernest made them more and more suspicious of him. He quickly became a prime suspect in the case of Jeffrey's death, as there was evidence that Heather was out shopping at the time. It was now time to call him in for an interrogation.
What do you think happened to JR then?
Bro, this is such a...
I'm telling you, fire. That's all I know. Okay, but we know that's not the case. Then I don't know.
Dylan, if you're still in my stream,
And he's been doing this for decades.
if you're still in my stream,
We wanted Ernest to know that we...
the attack, like once he does his attack, the damage is already decided once it comes out of his mouth. Yeah, yeah. Once that magic attack is released out of his mouth, the damage is already decided, so you can't prayer flick it. It's impossible. C'est impossible. That was a decent kill. How fast was that one? What? There we go. 2 minutes? Eh. I felt faster than what it was. Yeah. Yeah, max hit of 30 off of Vorkath magic attack. Only attacks you have to worry about is that blue magic attack he just hit me with right there. The overhead fireball. Bro, he's just rinsing me with this overhead fireball attack right there, and the purple magic attack. And then like your anti-venom will take care of the acid attack and stuff. Like only 2 that you gotta worry about really. 3 attacks that you gotta worry about. If you're using Ruby Bolt's E, you also have to factor in that if you hit 100, though it will do a little bit of damage as well. So that's something you want to keep in mind too. You master everything else? Alright, word. Dope. Fuck, I'm stoned. I can't remember what I just said. Oh, shit. That's how you know it wasn't important, you know? Ruby bolts. Oh, yeah, yeah. If you're using ruby bolts with the E, if you use ruby bolts E, then they'll do damage if you hit 100. Like, it will take some of your life if you hit 100, right? So you have to factor that in, too. It'll do, like, 6 or 7 damage. Bro, it didn't move. I clicked. I swear to God, I clicked. There's no fucking shot, brother. It was because I was mid-attack, actually. I just rewatched that on my side monitor. Damn. I fucked myself. That's
We
alright.
knew Jeffrey was
Whatever.
dead before the fire, and we wanted to provide that information to him to see how he was going to react.
He can say that he did not die in the fire. When people die in the fire, there's a lot of evidence.
That's fucking shit.
You're breathing in, right? And carbon monoxide in your blood builds up, and that's what kills you. It's not usually the heat.
Oh, this is really shitty timing.
It's smoke inhalation.
Wow.
And 2 ways they know smoke inhalation. Soot in your mouth, in your nose, in your trachea, and in your lungs. And a carbon monoxide level in your blood that's high.
It's like
JR had
mid-attack.
none of that.
That's really
He had
shitty
no
quality.
soot. He didn't breathe in any soot. And his carbon monoxide level is what ours are now. Okay.
It's like mid-attack.
Which indicates that he's not breathing in at the time the smoke gets to him in his room. And the only reason he's not breathing in when the smoke gets there is because he's not breathing at all. He's already dead.
That's ugly.
Something happened to JR.
When the detectives confronted him about their suspicions and his odd behavior regarding Jeffrey's death, he told them an emotional and shocking tale.
We were hoping that he would then break down, maybe give us a confession, tell us exactly what happened that night. He reacted in more of a
You so
stubborn
tired?
way.
Damn, bro.
Throughout the interview process, he was
I had
cold.
fucking beautiful sleep.
Unsympathetic, never apologized for what happened to Jeffrey.
Something happened to JR, and then your house catches fire.
Why would I burn my house down?
To hide what happened to JR.
Why would I kill him?
These things happen sometimes. Things weigh on you. I get that. We're both parents. We
do not understand what weighs on me.
You're right. I'm not you. What I'm saying.
You don't even know why I got into foster care.
I don't. Why don't you tell me why?
Because I shot a kid in Afghanistan. Mother and son. So one way I gave back was doing foster care, and he came along. From day one, I wanted to adopt him.
Ernest had served in the Army for a year and a half.
Where the fuck?
He joined
Am I
the US
tripping?
Army right out of high school in August 2001. He further told the detectives that tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan in 2002 and 2003 left him disabled and depressed. Ever since
Do I
then,
not have more
he'd
food?
been suffering from PTSD. The guilt of taking a young soul's life away still lingered. And what the detectives learned next felt like a betrayal to them. The emotional story Ernest had told the detectives about his guilt of killing and wanting to become a father ever since then was nothing but a complete lie.
We had already obtained his military records, and we knew what he was stating wasn't the truth. He'd never had any combat time in Afghanistan.
We know something's done to him.
Yo, that's crazy. What a story to come up with, bro.
And you know it too. In there, I know you know it. And until you talk about me, it's not gonna go away. It's just gonna be in there. It's gonna fester.
You don't think I don't know that, do you?
Hey, I know you know this, but I'm trying to remind you.
Yeah, it's time for our lawyers.
At that point in time, we have to stop talking to him and get him the lawyer that he requested. But it left a lot of unanswered questions.
Detectives then called in Heather for an interview to see if she knew
Only
anything
2.5
about her
million.
husband's suspicious behavior. Heather, who was 27 weeks pregnant with Ernest's child at the time, claimed that she had no clue about anything and didn't
They
utter a
dropped
word
like
against her
over
husband.
fucking 2K. What the fuck?
Don't sell yourself
Oh
out
shit.
because you're trying to protect him. You're going to end up with your back in the corner.
During the interview with Heather, we told her that Ernest
only
was
an
going
extra,
to be
like, 2
charged
mil.
with murdering Jeffrey. And we told her that she needed to put herself and her unborn child first.
An extra, it's
And if she
Remo,
knew anything,
basically.
she had to tell us.
He could be putting some on you, thinking that.
Gotta get that up to like fucking 35 mil today, bro. I gotta get this kid paid back for his Dragon Hunter crossbow.
Don't take the fall for
I
him.
got
You know
B-Dog
something.
paid off.
Don't leave anything out. Let's just say that. Don't leave anything out. Don't leave
Protect
anything out.
EJ.
Because when he's on the stand and he's in the hot seat, he's going to tell more of the truth than if he indicates anything of your involvement or your knowledge, as long as you tell us ahead of time.
We
Okay,
cooperate
I'm
with
just saying, and we're just trying to confirm your story.
He doesn't care about him. You can protect your baby. I don't know how I can protect him.
The truth, and don't leave anything out. If you left anything out, we'll clear the slate and start fresh from here forward. And I'm not going to hold it against you. I won't hold it against you if you left something out, okay?
That kid's
So
a
let's go
bummer
from
in here
here
somewhere.
forward, clean slate. What did you leave out?
Nothing that I can think of.
There's got to be something. There is something.
There's too much.
When asked about her whereabouts on the night the fire engulfed her house, she told the detectives that she'd been out shopping for medicine that night because she couldn't sleep. She left her house late on February 28, 2017, and visited 2 shops looking for medication. However, when the detectives retraced her tracks, they learned that her search for medicine turned into a nearly 3-hour journey through 2 counties that would have covered at least 70 miles. Heather first drove to the Walmart in Norwich, then made her way to Price Chopper.
This is a
Sydney,
Levoid though.
explaining later that she was searching for a better deal.
Yeah,
After
you want to
finishing
use
Price
full
Chopper,
blessed
she returned to
D'hide over
Walmart
just
once
regular
more
void.
before
Yeah,
heading home.
100%.
When asked, Heather granted the detectives permission to go through her vehicle, and when they did, they hit a jackpot. Although
See how
the
I just hit him for 100 and
CCTV
took 6
footage
HP? That
confirmed
happened
their
every time.
whereabouts, it also revealed something that would make
But
the
yeah, you're
detectives
right.
question Heather's story and place
Definitely
her
don't want
under
to be
a microscope.
using just regular void.
Heather stopped at the Walmart in Norwich,
Regular void's good for
but
like
then
Chambers
she
of Xerix
returned
and
to the
shit, you know?
vicinity of her home in Guildford from 12:42 a.m.
Even though you'd
to
still want to use
12:46
Elite,
a.m.
but
She left the house and drove to Price Chopper in Sydney again for about 10 minutes. Then she drove around Bainbridge in Coventry before returning to the fire scene by 2:18 a.m. on March 1st, 2017, when the house was already on fire. When the detectives looked at the CCTV footage from both of the stores Heather went to looking for the medicine, the video evidence confirmed that she did not go to the aisles in either store where the drug was stocked. It didn't look like she was searching for the medicine, and she never made a purchase. When the detectives confronted her about her actions, she also lawyered up. From that point on, Both Heather and Ernest stopped cooperating and refused to speak to the detectives at all. Secretly investigating the Franklin family's past with Jeffrey, detectives learned a few things. Back in 2011, Jeffrey became eligible for
That was a pretty
adoption,
quick kill.
and by the end of that year, his Aunt Jennifer
Minute
and her
56.
husband were
Damn,
able
bro.
to find a
I
permanent
just got a
home.
Vorkath head.
A couple who deeply desired children, but
Archer's
couldn't have
ring
their own,
imbued.
wanted to take Jeffrey as
If you
their
want to get
son.
quick imbues, just go to the PvP arena, which I've seen you already spent some time at. You know? And you can get some quick fucking imbues over there. I want to see the price. Anglerfish are only 1,700 right now. Oh my god, bro. These things are so cheap. They're so good. People sleep on these fucking things, I swear. Magic defense, word. I feel that. That's actually probably smart. A little bit of some Wook's Walk action, you know what I'm saying? Yo, Squirty. Yes, Jack. Yes. What's up, my dude? King of streamers. What's up, my man? How you doing? How you doing, bro? Nice. 200k drop. 300k drop. Oh, let's give it to me, man. Just fucking give it to me. 300k drop, bro. Fucking goddamn, son. That's what I'm fucking talking about, dude. Fuck, man. That's just beautiful. See how it like stacks up like the damage there? Gia. Hello? Let's click in again. Yeah, good luck on your heist. He's gonna freeze me, right? Nope, acid attack. Wrong one. Not paying attention in the slightest.
Jeffrey's aunt and uncle
Bad
offered him a
times.
choice. He could either continue living with them or have a mom and dad of his own. Excited, Jeffrey chose the latter.
I should
longing
try
for
and do
parental
some of these
figures in
combat
his life,
challenges for
as he'd
Vorkath while I'm
never
here, I
truly
guess.
experienced having parents.
Check those out soon.
Heather and Ernest welcomed Jeffrey into their home with open arms. Heather, who knew sign language, was able to communicate with her new son in a manner that made him feel truly understood and valued. However, this new life, so promising and bright, felt almost too good to be true. And soon, Jeffrey became the victim of a dark and sinister plot that cut his young life short. Even after Jeffrey's death,
100K draw,
Heather and
200K
Ernest
draw.
didn't seem to be affected much by the loss of their only child. They were chiefly concerned about the financial loss the fire had caused them and wanted to rebuild their home as soon as they could. Heather and Ernest continued to seek help online. Ernest shared his family's GoFundMe page.
Man, I
3
don't even. I
times
can't
on his
even pick up the
Facebook
bones. Like,
On March
there's
19th,
just too much going on in my
Heather
fucking
posted a
inventory
link to
here.
her Check Twice digital wish list of items the couple needed. As
Oh,
Heather and
wrong
Ernest
fucking
saw a new
weapon.
start, investigators quietly prepared to build a case against them. But they still needed stronger evidence to charge them. And what came next in the investigation made the detectives realize what Heather and Ernest had truly done on the night of February 28, 2017, and revealed the disturbing source of information for their wicked actions. At some point, when Ernest and Heather were being questioned by the police, they mentioned that the last thing they did before their house suddenly went up in flames was to watch a movie called Manchester by the Sea. The plot of the Oscar-winning movie was based around a man who accidentally killed his children in a house fire. It was
What?
this film that gave them the idea that they wouldn't be charged for murder if Jeffrey died in an accidental fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's oddly
The actor
familiar to
Casey
what just
Affleck
happened
in the
here.
film is spared prosecution after being told that a person cannot be charged for an accidental crime. But while his performance was convincing, the same couldn't be said about Ernest and Heather. According to the firefighters who inspected the Franklin house, the fire began in the southern end of the Franklin home. It was concluded that after they'd killed Jeffrey, Ernest Franklin started a fire by lighting a wood stove. The vent pipe was functioning properly, but it was discovered that Ernest left the stove door open to allow the fire to spread and consume the house. The firefighters told the detectives something so crucial that it further confirmed Heather and Ernest's evil intentions. The firefighters told the detectives that when they found out about Jeffrey still being in the house, both Heather and Ernest tried to stall and misdirect the firefighters to the best of their abilities, possibly to make sure that Jeffrey was dead and any evidence they might have left behind burnt to ashes. Heather and Ernest came to realize that parenting Jeffrey was going to be more difficult than they had thought. In a few posts on Facebook, Heather had publicly shared her frustrations, where she talked in detail about the challenges of caring for Jeffrey. In one post, she shared that there
Don't
was
adopt
very
a kid
big
with
strain
fucking
in the
special
family
needs, you know what I
relationship
mean? It's
because
pretty
of Jeffrey's
straightforward,
special
but-
needs, and specifically pointed out the trouble she was having
Hello.
with Jeffrey's bowel and urine control issues. Tracking Heather and Ernest's social media activity further, detectives learned that sometime around mid-2016, Heather
Ruby
became
bolts,
pregnant with
what are
Ernest's
these
child.
worth?
Heather expressed her
4K?
excitement about her pregnancy by posting about it
See ya.
often on social media. In January 2017, she even shared her ultrasound images, celebrating the news that she and her husband of nearly 6 years were expecting their first child. Now that their first biological child was on the way, Heather and Ernest seemed to decide that they no longer needed Jeffrey. Even after Jeffrey's death, Heather and Ernest kept up with their act of expressing grief and sorrow through their social media posts. On March 5, 2017, they even had a celebration of his life at C.H. Lander's funeral chapel and handed out toy train imprinted invitations for the occasion. But the detectives knew of the couple's facade, and they had had enough. After 3 weeks' worth of investigation into Jeffrey's
Give me a
death,
sec, Paul.
detectives made their next move. Armed with witness
Mm,
statements,
Black Adam
and
movie?
autopsy
I've seen
confirming
it.
the
It was
unnatural
alright.
cause of death,
Nothing
police
crazy.
arrested Ernest and Heather Franklin on March 22, 2017.
Nothing
Charged
crazy.
with second-degree murder, third-degree arson, and tampering with physical evidence.
I remember watching it with my brother and we expected it to be terrible,
2017, the
but it
couple was
wasn't like
formally
bad, you
indicted on
know?
charges of
Not the worst
arson and
movie I've ever
second-degree
seen.
murder related
That's
to
for sure.
Jeffrey's death.
Pretty generic
At the
superhero
time,
movie.
both pleaded
I thought it was
guilty.
just funny because there's like there's this one part in the movie, right, where there's like some fat guy. Well, let me start like this. There's this guy, like when we were in the theater, this big like, you know, Discord moderator looking motherfucker like walks into our theater with like this giant backpack, right? And he's like looking around all sketched out and shit. And there's four people in the theater. Me, my bro, this couple, and this guy. So I guess there's five. My bad. There's five people in this theater. This couple, my brother, myself, and this like Discord moderator looking fucking guy. Bro, I just died. No way. No. My loot! My loot! I didn't get the pet though, so it doesn't even really matter. It don't even fucking matter. Anyway, this fucking guy, he comes in with that backpack, and he's like sitting there and looking around all sketchy and shit, and like, here, I'll find the quote.
Stop the vent!
Alright, so like, this guy right here, where is it? This guy right here makes a joke about being like fat, balding, and like living at your mother's house. And like, you know, there's five people in the theater. The fat, bald guy that looks like he lives at his mom's house, and like, he's just like starts laughing his ass off at this joke. And then he opens up his backpack. He opens up his backpack, pulls out a 2-liter of Coca-Cola, tilts it up in the air, slugs back half a 2-liter of Coke, opens up his backpack again, opens up a Costco-sized family bag of Doritos. By the end of the movie, both those fucking things were gone, bro. Dude, oh my god. This fat geeky guy was funnier than the actual fucking movie, you know what I mean? That motherfucker was funnier than the movie, bro. I swear to God. You might watch it later? Yeah, trust me. It's like a solid like 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's worth a watch. You know what I mean? It's worth a watch for sure. Oh fuck, I'll never forget that, dude. Or this one time, you know the movie Logan, like with Hugh Jackman, Wolverine, right? I'm fucking this movie comes out. I got the poster hanging around my wall from this movie. That's how memorable this shit is. Saying, but I go and watch the movie with my brother, and he made these brownies. I ate these brownies, man. And I was so fucking stoned. I'm like watching this movie, and I'm like sitting in the chair, and my whole body just goes numb, and I just start like falling forward. My brother's gotta like hold me up. He's like, "Man, are you okay? Do we need to go?" And I'm just like, "Nah, man. I'm just so fucking high right now, and this movie is fucking amazing." Oh, dude. Never forget that shit, man. Oh, dude. Fucking memories, man. Fucking memories, dude. Oh my god. I'll see what my brother's up to later today. See what he's been saying. Bro, I fucking like I went to see Alien Romulus when it came out, like the day it came out, and this fucking weirdo like just decides to, like, there's like an open ass theater, and he just decides to sit right beside me. I was like, what the fuck? There's so many fucking seats to choose from, and this fucking freak just decides to sit beside me. You know what I mean? This guy's super mad, bro. He spent 1,000 hours animating this map, and it's only got 38K views in the first fucking 7 days. Damn, that's rough. That's rough. Poor guy. Hopefully that video blows up for him, because that's just not a good return on value investment. Only good value and return investment. You said in the bar, bro. Fuck. How many KC was that? Over 1,100. You don't like seeing that, boys. No pet. No pet, 1,000 KC. Goddamn. I mean, 600 KC on the dot. We'll get that pet, the giant molar. I've been thinking about just like fucking going for a different pet recently, man. I don't know. Might go back and do some winter toad, you know? I feel as though I'm gonna get the fucking dragon axe before the pet there, though. The way my luck's been going there, man. Huey Codal as well. 148 KC, no pet. Almost halfway to pet drop rate, bro. I don't know. I don't know. Look, I talked about Alien, and now I'm getting Alien recommended videos. Just saying, dude. Just saying. See how it works? Wild time to be alive. Microphone's on, brother. Yep. Shocking.
August is coming to a close, and with it, the summer movie season. We saw the release of Alien Romulus, which has all us Alien fans talking and is getting a lot of attention, but I'd be remiss to not talk a little bit about an important anniversary that 2024 brings us. 20 years ago, in August of 2004, Alien vs. Predator first hit the big screen. It's hard to believe it's already been so long, but it was a long time coming in the first place. Ever since fans first saw the xenomorph skull in 1990's Predator 2, there was speculation about an upcoming movie where the two iconic monsters would clash in a battle to the death. And surely with a battle like that, whoever wins, we lose. Or so the tagline told us. It was a no-brainer combination of franchises, in the grand tradition of classics such as Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, or the contemporary such as Freddy vs. Jason, which released a year prior. Years of development hell, scrapped ideas, abandoned screenplays, and endless arguments on internet chat rooms and message boards finally brought us to this moment. So let's take a look back, 20 years ago, to Alien vs. Predator. For me, during this time in the early 2000s, I was all about the AVP games for the PC from Rebellion Developments.
Those are so good.
These were absolutely legendary games that let you play campaigns from the perspectives of the Alien, Predator, and Colonial Marine, as well as offering competitive matches online. I was obsessed with these games. I was hungry for a film that could capture the intensity and horror that they offered, and when news arrived that an Alien vs. Predator film was actually being made, I couldn't be more excited. I followed news and speculated about its plot and had my own fantasies of what it could be. Wouldn't it be amazing if they got Sigourney Weaver and Arnold Schwarzenegger to star in it? Maybe that was wishing a little too high. In fact, I think it was quickly becoming a case of a movie that could never match your own personal expectations for such an event. The more I learned of the movie, the more wary I became. I always felt, as a big fan of those video games, that the key components of an Alien vs. Predator movie would be the inclusion of not just the aliens and predators, but the Marines as well. As it would turn out, they'd have no role in this upcoming movie. Fair enough, I guess, since the original AVP story from Dark Horse Comics, the one that started it all, didn't have Marines either, and this film seemed to be taking inspiration from that. However, the movie was set on present-day Earth, a decision I still feel was the wrong way to go. To have a story working as basically a prequel before the events of Alien really diminishes the entire struggle of the Ripley character, who fought so hard against keeping the aliens from reaching Earth because it would have been disastrous. Yet again, I'm faced with that wariness when it comes to the upcoming television series, titled Alien Earth, which is also a prequel, also on Earth before the events of Alien, and Prometheus for that matter, but maybe that's a topic for another day. It was also extremely disheartening to learn that Alien vs. Predator would be released with
Alien
a
Earth
PG-13
series TV
rating,
show coming out.
something
It just
that
doesn't
made
make sense to
absolutely no
me.
sense to me. Both series were known for having scary, violent elements, and to tone that aspect down would be an absolute sin. And I think the final nail in the coffin, which really dwindled my expectations, was the fact that the movie was not being screened for critics. In the past, these were movies that got really good reviews. They were nominated for Oscars. Not screening for critics is essentially the studio admitting they know they don't have a good movie on their hands. So as the release date dawned on me, I could hardly say I was going in with all that much hype. But as a fan, of course I had to go see it. I had to decide for myself, good or bad. And it was actually the very first Alien or Predator movie I was old enough to go see at the theater at the time. I remember walking out and feeling pretty disappointed. Not hugely disappointed, I didn't think it was an awful movie, just not all that it could have been. It was a simple enough movie. It definitely took a step back from the horror elements of the series and leaned more into an action-adventure film. Wayland Industries satellites discover a mysterious ancient pyramid in Antarctica, and a team is assembled to investigate. Little do they know, these humans have been lured in to unwillingly participate as hosts for alien creatures so that 3 young predators can hunt them in a rite of passage ritual. That's the plot in a nutshell. We have a lot of characters in the mix. Clearly a good deal of them are just facehugger fodder so that we can get an army of aliens. This would be the first, but unfortunately not last time, that I felt they played around with the life cycle where we go from facehugger to chestburster to full-grown alien at a ludicrous speed. The main characters that are given more attention aren't especially interesting. Sanaa Lathan playing Alexa Woods is very clearly written as a Ripley type, but it's hard to accept any substitutes for the greatest sci-fi heroine of all time. The PG-13 rating really does hurt it. You can see so many moments
it says
that are
rated
just screaming
PG-13.
for a little more
What?
violence, but it restrains itself to an almost comical degree.
What the
The
fuck?
action scenes aren't bad, but
crazy
suffer
anime,
from
though.
this very specific early 2000s style where
Bro,
almost every
move,
movie was
dog.
trying to do the Matrix bullet time slow motion thing, which is a little silly looking back on it now. Overall, the movie just felt like a tame, cartoonier version of each franchise. A watchable movie, entertaining in many respects, but there was much left to be desired. I've revisited Alien vs. Predator many times in the past 2 decades, and generally my qualms with it remain the same, but I think I've softened to it a little bit over the years. It certainly helps that you can kind of take a look at it from a point of view that it's really more of a separate spin-off than an actual key part of the continuity. It goes for its own thing, but it does offer its own connections. It's just that you can take it or leave it. While it's set on present-day Earth, the majority of the movie takes place within the pyramid beneath the surface of Buvatoya Island. We are told this is the most isolated place on planet Earth. It's a decent setting, and I suppose not a bad alternative to the futuristic dark corridors of the spaceships, colonies, and prisons of the previous Alien movies, while still maintaining that familiar feel. The set design is quite good. We have ancient predator statues and the walls of hieroglyphics, and it's a nice touch that the pyramid itself actually feels alive, constantly shifting and changing, making the characters rats in a maze. Maybe it all would have served some of the thrills and tension better if we were actually able to invest in the characters, but that's not to take away from the cast, who do the best with what they're given. A lot of adding to the characters and how they come off is achieved in the casting alone, and we have some great character actors included here. Colin Salmon, Ewan Bremer, and Tommy Flanagan are highlights for me. They always pull off great and interesting work, no matter how small their roles may be. While I do have criticisms of Sanaa Lathan being written as a Ripley type, that's hardly her fault, and she pulls off a good performance regardless of that. She's still able to make the Lex Woods character her own, and she has the screen presence to lead the entire movie. It's especially impressive considering how, really, the last half hour or so of the movie is just her, acting against a silent monster. So a lot of it comes down to her physicality and her facial expressions conveying her fear, disgust, and ultimate understanding of her alien hunter ally. Really a huge task, and she probably doesn't get the credit she deserves for it. Had they gone in a different direction for the sequel, it would have been nice to have her return and explore this character a little further to see what they could do with her. I'm actually a little surprised we never saw any more of her in the extended universe stories like comics or novels. She exists purely and singularly in AVP. And I have to admit, one
We'll
of
have
the
her
major
back one
saving
day for
graces
show
of the
for
movie
show.
was seeing the return of Lance Henriksen to the series. Previously having played the android Bishop in James Cameron's Aliens, and Bishop 2 in Alien 3, here he plays Charles Bishop Wayland, billionaire industrialist and CEO of Wayland Industries. Literally the Wayland of Weyland-Yutani, an apparent inspiration for the Bishop android's likeness. Whatever continuity implications this may present, and whether or not they were completely erased by Prometheus, it is truly great to see Lance Henriksen playing a key character and being the one ambassador of the past movies appearing in AVP. I suppose that other than Sigourney Weaver, this is an actor we can most associate with the Alien movies. He's been in the 3 movies, done voice work for video games such as Alien vs. Predator 2010, Aliens Colonial Marines, as well as the William Gibson Alien 3 audio drama, and his likeness as Bishop continues to this day with the modern Alien comics from Marvel. He lends a lot to the production, not just as a version of a beloved character, but the veteran actor of the group. And I think he's actually the best written character of them all. He's really the only one with a clear and interesting motivation, with sincere conflict, and a nice redemption arc. I think my favorite scene of the movie isn't actually any of the Alien or Predator action, but rather a quiet moment between Wayland and Alexa where he speaks of his own legacy and learns the tragic story of her father's death. They could have easily snipped such a scene out and moved forward with the action, but it was an important scene that set up the stakes for these characters on a personal level. I appreciated that. Recently, I've sung a lot of praise for Alien Romulus when it came to its use of practical effects, and I think it's only fair that Alien vs. Predator deserves similar praise. Especially during this time in Hollywood, there were many productions eager to overuse CGI effects when the technology was still comparatively new in creating fully rendered computer-generated characters. To put it into perspective, AVP only came out about 3 years after audiences everywhere were introduced to the CGI monstrosity was the hybrid of The Rock and a giant scorpion in The Mummy Returns. Here, the computer effects are used sparingly, and only when very specific and dynamic movements are required of the film's creatures. The bulk of the effects are practical. Studio ADI, having previously worked on Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, returned to create a magnum opus of animatronic and suit effects for the creatures of AVP. It's truly impressive work that pushed the limits of practical effects in just about every respect. I love the design of the aliens. They felt very classically alien, and they have a true physical presence on screen that I don't think you can quite get with CGI. There's just something about them being there, on set, with the actors, actually interacting, that feels so much more convincing. The Queen alien in particular was a really good and incredibly elaborate effect. The technology had become so much more advanced than it was in 1986, so this animatronic is able to move a lot more fluidly, and to see this thing in action behind the scenes must have been awe-inspiring and probably a little bit terrifying. With all that in mind, the CGI that's used in the film is done quite well. If you're watching with a critical eye, you're sure to notice what is and isn't CGI, but I don't think it stands out awkwardly. It composites pretty nicely and is a lot more seamless than what we saw previously with
Come on,
Alien
4 HP, bro.
Resurrection's
You can do me like that?
1997 CGI, which didn't really age all too well. I think with a movie like this, it's absolutely essential to find the right blend and balance between special effects technologies, and the teams behind AVP were certainly up to the task. Even with some criticisms of the action scenes, naturally you're going to walk into a movie like Alien vs. Predator with the expectation of seeing these two movie monsters have a big fight, and it delivers there. It has a very memorable tentpole action scene where the alien and Predator brawl it out, and it is a very satisfying moment. I think it plays out in exactly all the ways you could hope for, seeing their respective strengths and abilities play out against each other. And because of the use of practical effects, you really feel the brutality of it all. In no way does it feel like you're watching a video game play out or something like that. You're watching real physical actors and stunts and animatronics all blending together to create the showdown fans have been waiting for many years. Kudos to that, and kudos to the actors behind the suits. The towering Ian White takes on the Predator role for most of the key scenes, and the hero alien is Alec Gillis, no stranger to the alien suit himself. I think it's only fitting that they were due mention in the main cast listing during the end credits of the film, because what is Alien vs. Predator without the alien and Predator? They pulled off a big spectacle, and it's worth noting that this wasn't exactly a huge budget movie. But with a lot of creativity, they were able to make it look like it was. Just compared to some of the other summer movie blockbusters released around the same time. Something huge like Spider-Man 2 had a budget of $200 million, and I'm sure it went plenty over that. I, Robot, with Will Smith battling CGI robots, had a $120 million budget. The Chronicles of Riddick had $105 million to work with. Even The Exorcist: The Beginning, the R-rated prequel to the 1974 classic, had a budget of $80 million. Alien vs. Predator? Well, that had a budget of just $60 million. Every penny is on screen.
Alien Romulus had a fucking budget of
equally,
80.
if not better than any of those other movies.
80 mil.
Credit where it's due.
That's only
Paul
20 mil
W.
more
S.
than that, and it
Anderson
looks way
was the
better.
one to champion this movie
Crazy
with
how time's
passion
come
and
along.
authority. Yes, other ideas have been thrown around, other scripts written, but who knows how long those all may have
crazy.
stayed in limbo. In fairness, it was Anderson, who ultimately came to Fox, presented them with a clear and digestible story of how this crossover could work, the budget he could do it for, the time he could do it within, and he won them over. Without Anderson, it's possible we'd still be waiting for an Alien vs. Predator movie to happen. And it all paid off. The movie was a hit. Despite not being screened for critics, audiences were drawn in, and it won the #1 box office spot that opening weekend, and was the third highest grossing film of August overall. It more than made back its budget, and warranted a sequel, which I guess doesn't have an anniversary worth celebrating. But it proved that an Alien vs. Predator movie could work, and for the most part, the movie does work. It delivers on what it sets out to do. It's a movie I'm more than happy to watch every now and then, and appreciate it for what it is. It's far from perfect, but I think everything good that you can take away from the movie outweighs the bad. It's something I can go back to and enjoy certain things about, and I'm more than happy to discuss topics related to it here on the channel. I'll say this though, I think a truly great, definitive Alien vs. Predator movie has yet to be made. I think there is more than enough potential to bring something new to the concept after all these years. With a new surge in popularity with the Alien series after Alien Romulus, and in the Predator series after Prey, I think 20 years later we may be ready for another shot at it. Director Fede Alvarez even casually mentioned that he'd be open to the possibility, provided he could do it as sort of a collaboration with Prey director Dan Trachtenberg. I wouldn't exactly hold your breath on ever seeing anything like that happen, but there is an interest. I think we could overall use more Alien vs. Predator stories. It's been close to 15 years now since we last had the Alien vs. Predator video game, and curiously, even though Marvel has owned the rights to Alien and Predator for a few years, they actually haven't produced any AVP stories. They've done individual Alien and Predator comics, they've done Wolverine vs. Predator, and just recently released Aliens vs. Avengers, but no Alien vs. Predator. I think we're overdue. But what's your say on the matter? Do you think there should be more AVP stories in the future, or are you happy for now with the franchises remaining separate entities? Has your opinion on the movie changed over the years? Comment below and share your thoughts. As always, I'd like to thank you very much for watching today. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video.
You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait. You have to wait, little man. Young Rocco. One fucking minute there, young buck. Rocco. Ooh. $115 HP on this guy? Come on. $18. We gotta get this before the prayer goes away. Or we're fucked. Ooh. Might die here. 5. 22. Oh, we did it. Let's go. Huge. Alright, Rocky, I'm coming. I'm coming, young man. Alrighty. Come on. Thanks for being patient. And relax. Stay a while. And relax and stay a while. Ugh. Mm. Might as well do a quick farm run, you know? Oh. I didn't even have my sectors selected. Jesus Christ. Hey, we may even get a farming level here, boys. 31k off. Let's go. The man. An easy $500,000 right there. Ching. Take it. This tab alone's worth 10 mil. That's not bad. Gotta get that better though. Yeah. We'll continue Vorkath, I guess. Might as well, right? I think I'm gonna do this time is I think I'm gonna try and use a BGS on them. See if it'll. Yo, what's your goal with Vorkath? Pet brother. We are here. I'll hide my webcam and I'll show you on my side what my log's looking like for Vorkath. This is my log on the side. As you can see, I got 188 mil made, 1,110 kills. You know. You seen that stream when I got the jar? Yeah, that was fucking devastating, Luke. That was devastating, brother. I was butthurt over that one. I was butthurt over that one for sure. I got a spirit tree off of this guy, a spirit seed off of this dude, so that's pretty cool. I can grow like, I think I have like, I don't even know how many spirit. There's one here, no spoon for me. I mean, that's right. I got spooned on fucking 2 other bosses. I got spooned KBD at 600 KC and Dusk at 205. So, I mean, shit, can't get them all, you know?
Think this is worth. What's up, Chad? How we doing, man? Good morning, baby. Good morning, everybody. Ready for today? Dude, I'm so pumped up for day 2, bro. I'm so excited, man.
It is the top tier pet, yeah. I gotta agree.
And quarterfinals day, so we'll start off with quarterfinals today.
Gotta agree on that.
Semifinals will also be 6 games, so
I think we're just gonna try a BGS on this fucking goofball this time.
Overall, dude, I think we probably have some good lobbies. I looked at the lobbies today, 4 quarters, and they're actually pretty solid. I don't think they're going to be like, I think they're going to be pretty competitive. I don't think it's going to be anything too easy for a lot of these squads. Even some of the best in the world, I think, might struggle in some of these quarterfinals or semifinal lobbies. So we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from there. I'll go over who we're going to be watching, all that good shit. But as of right now, bro,
Strange fruit just chilling there.
And, you know, see if there's any upsets today. Yesterday, not many in North America. APAC North honestly did have a good amount of upsets, which and we are watching APAC North tonight at around, I think, 12 a.m. PST. We have the APAC North finals watch party, so we'll lock in and go from there too. APAC North is crazy today. Yeah, there was tons of upsets in the APAC North department. I don't know what the is going on. So today, obviously, you guys know the vibes. We have day 2 of BOGS qualifier number 3, which is going to consist of 2 rounds. We have APAC, which is APAC. We had AMEA play this morning, and then APAC played last night as well. But
boo.
For NA, we have 2 rounds. We have the semifinals and the quarterfinals. Obviously, quarterfinals will come first, then we'll drift on into semis. Quarterfinals will be 4 lobbies of 20, and then those 4 lobbies will go to 2, and then those 2 lobbies will go to finals on Tuesday. And I believe 6 p.m. PST or somewhere around there. But regardless, I'll let you guys know the updated times. I think it's 6 p.m. PST on Tuesday.
All right, brother. You have a good one. Be safe at work, my man. I'll make sure to add you.
On our semifinals, our quarterfinals, round 4, we have.
Stay safe out there, man. God bless.
And I'm going to go over all these things, all these groups specifically, because I do think the competition's low-key spread throughout every single group. Obviously, in the past, seeding has been a little bit weird, and especially
appreciate you, brother.
For the first one, we didn't have any seeding potential for BLGS, and the lobbies.
Thanks for chilling in the stream, man. Appreciate you.
It was like really hard, and the other lobby was like super duper easy. I think now after these last 2 qualifiers, qualifier number 3 has really even quarterfinals lobbies, which means semifinals should also be even as well, unless there's some upsets, etc. Moving forward. But we shall see. Now, in regards to EMEA, I did not go over this yesterday at all. The only EMEA team that we did see that did not qualify, that was like definitely someone we all know and love, which was GG. Nothing else.
Gaming
from
gladiators.
yesterday, but I have
Wow.
not seen what's going on. So Meow does not make it this week, which low key blows. That's Usaki's team, which is the women's two women's squad, and they made finals every single time. So they don't make finals for qualifier number 3. I also didn't see this, so let's see if there's anything else. Free Agent Kids made it through, so semifinals. Let's see who didn't make it through for semifinals. Wow, Free Agent Kids did not make it through for semifinals. So Tyler and Jay Savage does not make it through. You Aim didn't make it through. What? So no You Aim. So Max Strafey's squad does not qualify through. The Full English also does not make it through either. So 3 really good squads in one of the semifinals lobbies does not make it to finals for EMEA. NIP does qualify into finals fire. All right, and then for group 2,
Yo, Nips in the finals. That's
what?
it.
Brother. No way. No FaZe, brother. FaZe does not make it through. Oh, that's crazy. Dude, that's low-key insane. So FaZe does not qualify for EMEA BLGS qualifier number 3. That's pretty insane. And then Phoenix Legacy, which is Sab's team, does not make it through either. Anyone else that I'm really familiar with? No, not really. ASCII's team does not make it in. I love ASCII. Great player, great guy. Anyone else? Exo Clan almost didn't make it, but they actually did, so they're fine. They made about 5 points. So tomorrow's lobby should be pretty stacked up, bro. We got, or not tomorrow, Tuesday. So for the finals for EMEA on Tuesday, which I believe is happening at 10 a.m. PST, or it's either 12, I don't know. I'll keep you guys updated again. We have
Oh, yeah.
Alliance,
Ooh.
NIP, Eternal, Noctum, OAH, Forbidden, Golem, Atlas. Who's Atlas playing though now? Oh, it's G-Dolphin. Team Listen, Goon, Danish, 202, Stay Healthy, Aurora, BRG, Go Next, H2D, Team Tall, ExoClan, and Nonchalant. Those are the 20
Bruh.
squads competing.
How did that-
in EMEA
Oh my
BLGS
God.
qualifier number 3 finals. Again, man.
That
the
shit like
BLGS
curved
qualifier
to me,
finals, it
bro.
is 6 games, not
That's
match
just
point, and it
wild.
is not for money. It is for points, and then also first place will automatically
All right, I'm done with
qualify.
Vorkath for now, man. I can't do any more of that shit right now.
PST 4.
It's just the beginning, and it's starting to become annoying. Oh my god, that was fucking ridiculous. That shit like curved and just followed my ass, bro. Unfucking believable. I'm gonna probably bounce for now, boys. I'll be live later today. GG. GG. I'll be live later today, Squirt. I hope y'all have a good one. Catch y'all around like maybe 2 o'clock or something. Peace.